So let's get right into it, talking about the author, manga and anime. The creator of Haikyuu, Haruichi Furudate, had been addicted to volleyball during his junior and high school years. Unfortunately, he didn't have much success with the sport. Furudate played the middle school blocker position and made the main character Shoyo Hinata a middle blocker as well. He wanted to express the great feeling of doing a perfect spike, and also write about a setter which gives the perfect tosses. In an interview, Furudate mentioned that he tries to make his manga interesting to both those who played volleyball and those who haven't, hoping it would encourage people to try it out. Since February 2012, individual chapters have been serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump, with bound volumes published by Shueisha, and as of December 2015, 19 volumes have been released in Japan. This was followed by the production of the anime during April 2014 by the hands of IG Production and Toho. While he had great passion for volleyball, his first few one-shots weren't actually sports orientated. His previous works include King Kid, Playground, Kibin Gakuya, Selfish School, Yatsue Senpai Ghost Stories. At one point, Furudate's gender had never been officially revealed to the public, but the general belief among Japanese readers was that Furudate was a female, but this turned out to be wrong.
Lifetime in repeat.
Now let's talk about the character designs and concepts. Although Furudate has said to be heavily influenced by Oda, the mangaka responsible for One Piece, Miyazaki of Ghibli films has some influence as well. He tends to maintain his own style when illustrating his work. Furudate takes care not to lose sight of the main character amongst his many other characters, by making sure the rival teams have a clear, straightforward trait like being incredible blockers or having a great ace to carry the team. Some of the characters are adapted from his favourite real-life volley players, which are Shigeru Aoyama and Yuta Yoneyama. Furudate usually creates the visuals of a character first and starts fleshing out their personality and relationships afterwards. Hinata's character design was already mapped out. Furudate wanted the main character to be an underdog given a small height so he can depend on his speed and jumping ability. Furudate is very particular in using various angles in his illustrations to really express the flying jumping feeling during air battles. Kageyama's concept was already decided as well. Furudate wanted a combo who could truly express air battles in volleyball, and a prodigy setter who could make that happen was necessary. The meaning of Kageyama's first name Tobio is Flying Hero, and Hinata's first name Shoyo can be read as Flying Heaven, and when the names are combined they form the word Hisho, which means to soar or flight, which is a representation of them together. In an interview, Furudate mentioned he likes drawing Hinata because he moves a lot, and he enjoys drawing characters that are expressive in their movements or has open facial expressions, like Satori Tendo. He also said he feels that characters who are supposed to be good looking, like Kyoko and Okewa, are the most difficult to draw. Furudate also mentioned he finds it difficult to balance between explaining the rules and not boring the reader. In a week's work, writing the plot and storyboard usually takes Furudate 3 days, and drawing takes him 4 days. Sometimes in the manga there will be panels that look really unsettling, like someone is about to commit a murder. This is because Furudate loves horror, and his previous series was a horror manga, showing that his drawing style was more than likely influenced by his older work.
Lifetime in repeat.
Aside from Kurasuno, most the character names are based on animals and hot springs. Seiju player names are mostly taken from onsen hot spring names in Iwate Prefecture in Japan. Date Tech players' names are from onsen hot spring in Miyagi Prefecture. For example, taking a look at this table, you'll be able to see the onsen words. All of Fukurodani members' names are owl names. For example, Bakuto is one of the many names in which the word Mimizuko means horned owl written in Japanese. The name for the school literally means Owl Valley. Furudate said he feels that it's difficult to come up with names. Currently, he's drawing inspiration from onsen hot spring names in the Tohoku region, but he may widen his sources from the whole of Japan.
Lifetime in repeat.
Easter eggs. Zankyo no Terra has a small Easter egg in Haikyuu. Ishikawa Kaito, who voiced 9 in Zankyo no Terra, also voiced Kageyama Tobio in Haikyuu, which is number 9 in Kageyama's uniform number. Saito Soma, who voiced 12 in Zankyo no Terra, also voices Yamaguchi Tadashi in Haikyuu, which is the number 12 in Yamaguchi's shirt number. And some people may call this a coincidence. If you can think of any more Easter eggs, put it down in the comment section below.
A lifetime in repeat.
The series was initially published as a one-shot in Shueisha's seasonal Jump Next magazine prior to serialization. There are a few differences from the one-shot to the main plot. For example, in the one-shot original conception, Kageyama is the protagonist, and the reason for joining Kurasuno was actually because he wanted to have the chance to fight the top schools, and Kurasuno was considered one of the best. Hinata was not a first year regular, rather he was in the same year as Nishinoya and Tanaka. Hinata and Kageyama had also actually formed their oddball combo during a match against another school rather than a 3-on-3 training match. A gag spin-off manga, Haikyuu, called Let's Haikyuu was also published in March 4th, 2015, written by Retsu and illustrated by Furudate himself. The manga simply rewrites the original story with jokes and silly scenarios. There is also a crossover manga called Nisei Kyo, which is a collaboration between Haruichi Furudate's Haikyuu and Naoshi Kumi's romance comedy False Love series. The crossover was published in the 6th and 7th double issue of Weekly Shonen Jump in 2012, and then included in Haikyuu's 14th volume. The chapter is a short gag where Tanaka, Yu, Shoya and Tobio arrive at a beach and see a poster of a beach volleyball tournament, and they end up playing against Raku and the girls. So anyways, what do you guys think of the best sports